Hi, we have a fabulous summer camp this summer for about 2 weeks. Wonderfully challenging questions, but in a fun format. Do check it out and sign up to get updates from us. Good question. Try this one. There are 20 cities in a country. Each pair of cities is connected by an air route. How many air routes are there? Lovely. There are 20 cities. So there are 3 or 4. I'll say A, B, C, A, B, C, D. There are 20. Becomes tough to remember. So I'm going to call it as city 1, city 2, city 3, city 4, all the way to city 20. Lovely. Each one of them, each pair of cities is connected by an air route. So C1, C5, there's an air route. C2, C9, there's an air route. C19, C20, there's an air route. C16, C11, there's an air route. We want to count how many air routes are there. We cannot simply randomly write them. Anytime you have any of these how many questions, you have to say, okay, let me write down a few. And then you have to say, I'm going to write down with a pattern, with a plan, with an approach, with some method for counting everything. So I'm going to say, I'm going to write everything from C1. So C1, C2, C1, C3, C1, C4, C1, C5, C1, C6, all the way till C1, C20. So from C1, we have 19 routes. Why? C1, C2, C2, C1, C2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 till 20. Everything is connected from C1. 19 possible routes. From C2, what can we have? Think about it. C2, C3, C2, C4, C2, C5, I'll count all of that. C2, C1, I won't count that. Why will I not count that? Because C2, C1 has already been counted. It's like saying there is a route from Bombay to Chennai. I will count it as a Bombay-Chennai route. I cannot say there is a route from Bombay to Chennai and from Chennai to Bombay. C1, C3 is a route. C3, C1 is the same route. Likewise, C1, C2 I have counted. From C2, I won't count that. I'll count only the remaining 18 are there. From C3, how many will I count? 17 will be there. C4 to C20. From C4, how many are there? 16 will be there. C5 to C20. All the way till C19, one route, C19, C20. From C20, there are 0 routes. Why 0 routes? Because I've counted everything. Everything to C20 I've counted. So from C20 to something I don't need to count because I've counted all of this anyway. So what will be total air routes? How many are there? Now, all I have to do is add up all of them. Add up all numbers, natural numbers from 1 to 19. This is tricky. How do I add up all numbers from 1 to 19? I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to take time. So what do? I take 1. I combine it with 19. I get 20. I take 18 and 2. That's 20. 17 and 3. That is 20. So 1 and 19. 2 and 18. 3 and 17. 4 and 16. All of these add up to 20. All the way till what? 9 and 11. 9 plus 11 is 20. So this is 20, 20, 20. Finally, there is a 10 as well at the end of it. So what will be my total? 20 into 9 plus this 10. 180 plus 10, which is 190. And so there's a beautiful formula for this. I'm going to give you that formula also. Whenever you're adding natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, all the way till n, sum of all natural numbers till n is n into n plus 1 by 2. So sum of all natural numbers till 19, 19 into 20 divided by 2, n into n plus 1 divided by 2. N is 19. I'm adding all natural numbers till 19. 19 into 19 plus 1. 19 into 20 by 2. Sum of all natural numbers till n is n into n plus 1 by 2. Brilliant. We've done this. So I'm going to think about why does this formula hold good. Right? It's a brilliant idea. What we're doing here, effectively writing in pairs. And so if you're adding 1, 2, 3, all the way till n, you add these two, you'll get n plus 1. You add this and the number before that. Sum of those two will be n plus 1. Why? From 1 to 2, I add 1. From n to n minus 1, I subtract 1. And 1 plus n is n plus 1. I add 1, subtract 1, add 1, subtract 1, add 1, subtract 1. My total cannot change. So each pair adds up to n plus 1. How many such pairs are there? Totally n numbers. N by 2 pairs will be there. N by 2 into n plus 1. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. See, I'm also smart. You're thinking, this will not work when n is even. This will not work when n is odd. How can there be n by 2 pairs? If I add all numbers till 17, I cannot say there will be 17 by 2 pairs. But the formula still works. So I want you to figure out why the formula works. How does it work when there are an odd number of numbers? So think about that. But the formula definitely works. Right? Now this question I'm going to do slightly differently. Same approach. C1, C2, C3, all the way till C20. I'm going to say from C1 there are 19 routes. From C1 I can go to 19 different cities, 19 routes, done. From C2 there are 19 routes. From C2 I can go to other 19 cities, 19 routes. From C3 there are 19 routes. From C20 there are 19 routes. Why should I count C1, C2 only as part of C1? I'll count it as C1, C2 and I'll count it from part of C2. Suppose you are listing down all the cities. You cannot say everybody can go to the final city. And you can't go from the final city to anywhere. You can. Why should we discriminate against C20? So from each city there are 19 routes. But now think about it. From C1 to C5, you would have counted that route. That same route, you would have counted from C5 to C1 also. So every route you count twice when we do this method. The total number of things is 19 into 20. This total number double counts everything. So if I take one route C5, C7, I'll count it as C5, C7 and as C7, C5. I'm counting Bombay, Chennai and Chennai, Bombay. Bangalore, Delhi and Delhi, Bangalore. I shouldn't. So what do? I know I'm double counting. How do I adjust for it? I'll say, okay, it's not 19 into 20. It's 19 into 2 by 2. I've doubled everything. So I'll divide by 2. Or this is 19 into 10, just 100. Lovely. So the different ways of thinking about this. One is formulaic. One is a simple approach that we saw. Other is this approach where we double count and then divide by 2. Lovely. I'm going to go to the next question.